few people there for a moment a little while ago. I will tell the people, the participants, that we are about to go into the panel in 10 minutes. So
Okay.
yeah, we've got 10 minutes, and who is moder? Yes,
You still have Paul forwarded, I think.
Paul forwarded.
Paul Hynek, from when he was talking, you still have him as the
spotlight. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, spotlighted. That's the word.
Yes, thank you. I just fixed that. Thank you. I have a team here that's looking over my shoulder, and I definitely need it. Yeah, so we're going to be ready in a moment. Why don't you go ahead and talk for a minute? Let's see how you're looking on the go ahead and say something.
Okay, so we plan to start perhaps by having a little bit extended team here with the background of maybe about 10 people joining on the
that's
screen.
Great.
And then when we go into the and Ujdi, our colleague joining from Chicago.
Yes, he's also.
Yep, so you can see him as well on the screen right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, and then when we start talking, there will be like one of us on the screen.
Okay,
so
it's
will be rotating.
Yeah, we had a group slide, but I don't. We're gonna put it up here in about 3 minutes, and we're taping. In fact, it's a good reminder. I'm going to turn off the "May the Force Be With You" party taping. I've just turned that off, and I will turn on the taping for you in just a moment once we're all situated. But we're definitely, we've got the audience is going up, so people are tuning in to see your panel, and I'm not surprised. And it's really exciting to see people. We're going to start with the panel in 8 minutes. If you're just tuning in, we're just getting our tech all ready, getting our tech started, getting it going, and all cylinders here. It's pretty exciting time for us.
Sounds good, Molly. And I like your background. Where did you get it?
I luckily met Olsey because I actually took his background. I fell in love with it, and he was so cordial and kind. He sent it to me, and I mean, look at this background.
Right, yeah. It looks really good, actually. Yeah. I'm glad that you like it.
I love it. I'm thinking of maybe even using it tomorrow for the day, because I'm just really over the moon about it. So,
nice. Sounds great.
Thank you for your help. And in 2 minutes, we'll put up the slide that we have, and then we'll switch over. And you have the full hour to go into your panel. And you have your 24 hours, let's be honest, it's going to be exciting because you're doing the panel now, and then you're competing in the Pitch Fest.
Indeed.
Yes, so I appreciate your support and involvement and participation in this event. Yannicka and we're very grateful. We're very grateful for it, and it's given us a whole global dimension. Tell everyone where you guys are located in Mongolia. I hope to go there someday.
That's Ulaanbaatar, which is the capital city.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Ulaanbaatar means red hero. The red means red, hero means Aries. Ulaanbaatar means red Mars. Exactly, it's Mars.
Love it. Well,
like your t-shirt, this is red one.
I'm so excited. We have had quite the space theme today, and will throughout this. And you see I'm wearing my outer space earrings that I pretty much wear all the time. I don't know if you can see it, Saturn.
Oh yeah, we can see it. Yep.
Yeah, I was with Yannicka in London, and her friend makes these. And I mean, for people that are into space, we are into space. What can I say? And what could be more fascinating, really? Yeah, and I am ready to go to Mars, so I can't wait to hear about what you have to say. Robin, I think it's all right to put up the slide now for them, if you're ready. Yeah. Robin has done just a superb job today manning the controls, and we've made this nice slide thanks to our social Emily. It's the middle of her night, so she's not here. But one of my team members made these beautiful social media posts, and we've been sharing them. And isn't that lovely how we did that? Yeah. So I will start. Oh wait.
It's 4 minutes.
Hang on one sec. I'm getting text as I always do. Where is it coming from? Oh, he's on WhatsApp. I can't. It's exciting. I get people reach out to me on every platform. Wait, where's that? No, that's the phone. Okay, I'm having trouble finding.
Mars, our motto is with Mars for everyone.
I don't know what.
Molly, you're not muted.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out. John Canning is reaching out to me, but I don't know on what. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Everyone will get started here in a second. I'm going to mute myself because we've got 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay.
I'm really looking forward to your panel.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
It seems like a boy band. It's Mars V, the brand new one. This is the personal identical number. And this is the organization logo.
Cool.
Okay.
All
right, everyone. It is coming up on the magic hour of 9:30. So I'm going to just do the most simplest of introductions because this is really about your talk. And just hang on.
Molly, don't forget to record.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to start recording here in just 1 minute. And the optics of this is so beautiful. I'm transformed and moved into outer space here. I am waiting for 9:29, a 2-minute countdown, everyone, almost liftoff time. So stand by. Yes, I'm going to start recording at 9:29. I think I'll start the intro 1 minute early, just waiting for the 9:29 moment. And it's coming. Everyone is it's such a lovely optic, isn't it? Yes, with everyone here and the whole company gathering. Good evening, everyone. It is my extreme honor and pleasure to introduce live from Mongolia and Chicago, the Mars V team. We are in for such a treat. We have a massive audience joining us here in Los Angeles. It is just 9:30 p.m. But it is lunchtime in Mongolia. So I'm going to turn it over to this panel. They're here for the hour. So we are really in for a treat here. And I thank all of them for participating and for their support. So at this point, I will say, take it away, and I will disappear. Oh, go ahead. It's time for you to talk. Please begin. Yes.
Hello and greetings to all. I'm Erdinbol Sukpater, the founder and president of Mars V project, joining in all the way from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. So first of all, I would like to introduce my team members. We have Mr. Ulzi Hotak, co-founder and vice president of the project, joining from Chicago. Here is Mrs. Tolmo, the preliminary feasibility studies team lead, and Mr. Mugnas, our foreign relations director. And also Mr. Boller, who is our senior advisor, and also Mr. Baturgut is also director of third project leader. Then our motto is Mars for everyone. Lots of people is here. Okay, we are the Mars V project. What is Mars V? The project was firstly named after the red planet and the Roman god Mars. Secondly, the V stands for the vision that we have for Mars exploration, and also stands for victory, as in the achievements that we are aiming to attain. Established in 2018 with a mission to connect mankind's vision to reach the red planet. MARSA, the Mongolian Aerospace Research and Science Association, started the Mars V project to develop a comprehensive Mars simulation zone in Mongolian Gobi Desert. As of currently sending mankind to Mars has become the next mission for pioneers, the giant leap. Mars is the closest and most similar sister planet to our own Earth. In this meaning, many countries and many private space industries have announced their goals for both exploration and the colonization of Mars. These countries are the United States, Russia, China, and of course, India, Japan, and other countries. So we aim to establish Mars and Earth right here in the Mongolian Gobi Desert. So some people might be wondering why this project is or has to be in Mongolia. The current environment and atmosphere of Mars is desert-like and barren. Currently, there are about 24 deserts in the world, 13 of them hot deserts, meaning that while they're extremely hot and barren, their temperatures do not drop lower than 10 degrees by Celsius. 2 are coastal and 2 are polar deserts, and the remaining 7 deserts are categorized as cold deserts. From these 7 cold deserts, the Mongolian Gobi is the largest cold desert, with temperature going from minus 42 degrees by Celsius to a positive 45 degrees by Celsius. When you take a look at picture and mapping made by the rover on Mars and sent here, and take a look at the Mongolian Gobi, it's almost identical. The Mongolian Gobi Desert has this closest geographical and climate properties resembling to that of Mars. Qualities of the Gobi Desert is unique in many ways, including temperature, fluctuation, wide territory, low precipitation, and high wind speed. Currently, we are living in historical period of time for humankind. The time has come for the dreams for colonizing, living and adapting to Mars to become reality. Our vision is to solve the need for the creation of proficient land and environment that most closely mimics Mars to establish an international Mars analog simulation base for both professionals and amateur individuals using advanced technology and human development systems. Before we further dive into the 3 main projects of Mars V, I would like to talk about what makes Mongolia distinctive, what we like to call our singularity. The Mongolian geographical and atmosphere advantages provide for the best type of Mars simulation area. The Mongolian Gobi, with its dynamic, polar, and dry environment, with its combination of the 4 seasons, close to non-population and air traffic density, sets as the basis for Mars and Earth. The geopolitical advantages of being located in the heart of Eurasia allows us to use our free market economy for open international deals and cooperation. And our legislative advantages are open to all foreign investment with laws on free zone policies for all science and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, now our Vice President, Mr. Ulzi Trailblazer, will introduce our project in details.
Thank you, Mr. Renebold. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Great, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ulzi in short, Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. First and foremost, I would like to thank Ms. Yanika and Wally for organizing this great event and giving us an opportunity to attend to virtual Trailblazer activity during these COVID times. The world now, it's a different place, and we all can see that, but we are progressing. We have to move forward. Thank you, dear guests. It's an honor to be here, and we all thrilled to dedicate ourselves to positively impact the planet and inspired to be part of the Force for Good campaign. To make our planet a better place and to help humankind to achieve their dream to occupy Mars and beyond, we started Mars for Everyone project that contains 3 parts, which take places in Mongolian Gobi Desert. To adapt and survive, probably the most important skill of the nature. And the first part of our project is to build a comprehensive training academy for survival and adaptation. Our mission here is to prepare an environment that is closest to Mars and train individuals to improve their mental and physical knowledge and to increase their teamwork and adaptive skills. Project at this scale requires infrastructure, construction, and many other developments. We mainly concentrated on training environment and human resource base. There are many places around the world working on similar projects and preparing human resources, but from the ecosystem and landscape standpoint, Mongolian Gobi Desert is one unique place. This academy will have multiple facilities for training, practice, and for preparation. Each facility will have its own purpose for people to train, practice in Mars-like environment, and pass tests to have mindset to survive on Mars. The base will also have a professional training center for astronauts and professionals to practice in more advanced environment. By the way, last year our project introduced in multiple countries and world-leading space organizations. So let me name those organizations and countries. So we introduced our project twice in Japan to JAXA on February 25th and May 5th, to United Arab Emirates on June 27th, in the United States on August 1st to the President Donald Trump and to NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine, to Russian President Vladimir Putin on September 3rd, to President of Russian Science Academy, Mr. Alexei Sergeyev on September 6th, to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on September 21st, and to ISRO, which is Indian Space Research Organization, on September 22nd. We've received great feedbacks from all of them and progressing forward with many great outcomes. As a result, one example is that we have become members for 2 NASA-hosted organizations, Mars Exploration Program Analysis Group and International Mars Exploration Working Group. Also, during Apollo's 50th Gala on July 16 of 2019 at the Kennedy Space Center, we expanded our partnership with organizations from Belgium and Norway and a great individual, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Not bad, right? So, okay, the second part of the project is the Space Exploration and Development Free Zone. As Mr. Erdenabol stated, we all know that Mongolian Gobi Desert is a vast land with extremely low density in population that has many advantages like low air traffic, wide air borders, great landscape for renewable energy, nuclear-free zone, and so on. The purpose of this project will aim to build a free zone, not just for the scientific research organizations, but to many other field experts who have interest in space technology and other areas. NASA and other space organizations are working hard to avoid duplication around the world and create cost-effective methods to travel into Mars. So to make things better, we are offering this free zone concept to all professionals, entrepreneurs, and startups. It can be a scientific playground for space research and development communities to test their new technologies and perform its related studies both legally and lawfully. And lastly, the third part of our project is the satellite city for space development. Millions of people around the world has interest in space travel and exploration. As you know, a small private Dutch organization called Mars One already registered a little over 200,000 people who had interest travel into Mars. Since 2000, during the period from 2001 to 2009, 7 space tourists made 8 space flights aboard a Russian Soyuz spacecraft brokered by Space Adventures to the International Space Station. The publicized price was in the range of 20 to 25 million US dollars per trip. The space travel is expensive and risky, of course. So our goal for this part is to reduce the cost of space tourism maybe by 1,000 times. And that's, we think, possible. Yeah, it's really possible in our satellite city. And the free zone and the satellite city, the parts are the concepts that we are trying to achieve in the nearest future. But we are very ambitious for the first part of our project, which is the comprehensive training academy for survival and adaptation. We have received a number of requests from multiple organizations to work with us. So as Albert Einstein said, logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. And we can see that already. Some private sector entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson are already making history. So we are at Mars V have a piece of gem that could help, that could benefit humankind's dream and welcoming anyone who has an interest in the project. Together as a humankind, we can make a history. So thanks everyone. With that, I would like to pass on to our beautiful team member, Solomon. She will take us to the project's details. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Solomon.
Thank you. Thank you, Uzdi, for presenting the project and also participating with us while in Chicago. So I'm happy to take it from here and to share with you, with our esteemed guests, about our analysis on the industry trends, as well as the key elements of the project development today. As we all know, space has become a rapidly growing, accessible economy. It has demonstrated vast expansion by the new private sector entrants. Investments in the industry, which were led primarily by the governments in the first phase, were picked up by the investments from the wealthy individuals in the second, where billionaires were joining for the cause. Now, over the past decade, the interest from commercial investors is burgeoning. That's thanks to improved economics and the commercial viability of underlying projects. Since 2009, over 500 startups have been able to secure the investment of over $25 billion to develop the necessary supply of technology to the market. Over 100 of these businesses have attracted the investment of about $5.7 billion in year 2019 only. That marked the 60% increase compared to year of 2018. According to Futron, the space economy is expected to grow to over $1.5 trillion market by 2040. NASA has announced that the ISS will be open for commercial business for an approximate cost of $52 million US. The cost of space travel has dropped dramatically. Space customers are ranging widely, same as industry sectors involved, from travelers to miners, to manufacturers, and even climate change activists. So how fast will the science and technology match the needs for exploration and exploitation in space? How can Mars V be part of it and contribute to cradling of the international efforts in developing the cutting-edge technology for the good? Given the industry trends, sector participants, private and state entities, mostly individually than jointly for now, are extensively focusing on advancing the technologies that are required for the missions. They are also focusing on ensuring the performance and the well-being of the crew. So Mars V proposes providing a crucial input We suggest a holistic environment that closely mimics the Mars on Earth and that will enable the joint international development to carry out tests and to train the professionals as well as space enthusiasts. Comprehensive physical platform shall address the need of space tech providers. Those will be vendors for us. And adventure tourists, those will be travelers. Research in material and life sciences, those will include the research in psychology, physiology, mission operations, human factors, and habitability shall ultimately provide the learning to value the planet Earth. That is, to appreciate the existing. All of this will happen on the lands of Mongolia, one that have the most robust surviving and adaptive nomad cultures in the world. The platform shall facilitate the cost reduction and the international collaboration to avoid the duplications. We target the addressable market of over 2.4 million adventure and space travelers, over 50 tech developing vendors, and the market capitalization of over $5.8 billion US. The analysis of the financial viability of Mars Academy estimate to require approximately 98 million of capital investments. That is for the first phase of the project development. While estimated to generate returns in the long run, amid heavy requirement of the infrastructure investment, the project is distinct to deliver the much needed development impact. We aim to optimize the financial and technical feasibility. We aim attracting strategic and technical partners that value the investment impact, and further, the potential for business synergies, perhaps in Gobi, Mongolia. Last but not least, we would like to give our huge thanks to the government of Mongolia and the people of Mongolia. They strongly support the initiative, indicating in principle go to the project. With this, I would like to invite my colleague Muhnas to speak about how we are reaching out to the potential stakeholders, seeking the partnership so that we can jointly deliver the Mars 3 objectives. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Solman. So first, I would like to thank you, Yannicka, Molly, and all people of AI Showbiz. And greeting to all the future generation and all extraterrestrial beings who might be watching this from space-time capsule. So we are open for everyone who wants to take a part in Mars V project. As you may know all, Mongolia is located at the center of Eurasia, open for international deals and relations, the featuring free market economy and favorable legal environment to implement the project. So as you know, Mongolia may not have access to sea, but Mongolia has access to space. As Trailblazer mentioned about Mars V project has 3 projects. So this project is not just a project of one country or one company. I hope Mars V project is going to be all mankind's project. So our mission is Mars V is connecting mankind's vision to reach Mars. Meaning about that, we are open to everyone who wants to take a part in the Mars V project. Mars V will give you the Mars experience right here in Mongolian Gobi Desert. As Toby mentioned, talking about, we are needed certain partners and industries. For example, in dome construction and developers, spacesuits or Martian suits, designer, developer, and Martian infrastructure and space technology. So it's still special, difficult to participate in the space activity without international cooperation. And if Elon Musk or SpaceX happen to listening, what I'm saying, Mars V can be great partner in your building Mars city on the red planet. It's a historical period time to make those dreams evolve, colonizing, living, adapting Mars into reality on the Mongolian Gobi. So we have successfully established contact, good relationship with many space agencies in the Mars exploration and Mars another. For example, such as MIPAC, INEWG, and Mars Society. So there are big organizations known as MIPAC, Mars Exploration Program Analysis Group. And another one is International Mars Exploration Working Group, INEWG. So the project was presented to detail those organizations. So we had several video calls and even met a person to introduce the project to world's leading experts in planetary observation, research, and science. Also, we made a contact and officially made our relationship with Mars Society. Dr. Robert Zubrin, who is a founder and president of Mars Society. He has written several books about Mars planet. I hope it's a clock to dream of humans to expand beyond Earth into the galaxy. So with that, I would like to pass founder Ayrton Ball. He will talk about summarize the panel discussion. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and our team, our colleague is just introduced about little detail about our project. And our project consists of three types of goals. The first one is comprehensive survival and adaptation academy, which is a training base. And the second one is international space exploration free zone. Then the third one is satellite city, which is a supplying city for next first two projects. Of course, you guys see this. You guys can see it on the PowerPoint our strategic goal, and also Gobi opportunities, and what is Mars V. What can you feel from this project? Of course, this is not only like a Mongolian project. This is a project which is creating new connection cluster zone for mankind. Now, I would like to share one interesting knowledge, cognitive knowledge about the Mongolian space studies. Almost 40,000 years ago, on the stone script, ancient people are describing this logo, which is under the eternal blue sky, the Tugun motherland. This is the Mongolian nomadic philosophy. Then 8,000 years ago, during the Middle Age stone script, the ancient people is also describing like galaxy and Earth and Sun and other stars, which is the Mongolian nomadic people is thousands of years, hundreds of years. They're imagining like how galaxies looks like, how can we connect those alliance. And almost 90 years ago, 1931, the Mongolian very famous poet Natsik Dorje wrote poetry about the stars. It is only not about the stars, it is precisely about the Mars planet. Now our colleague, Mr. Toluk, will read this, poetry about the Mars. It's almost 90 years ago. That time, Nikola Tesla was 75 and Albert Einstein was 54. Like almost 90 years ago, how Mongolian 25-year-old poet described the galaxy and deep space. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Toluk.
Hello, everyone, and the people who have joined into the panel. Me and Mr. Mukhnas, both of us are extremely hopeful that there will be certain extraterrestrials who might be watching this in the future. Me, as a part of the Gen Z, wanted to share with everyone who's watching my and every one of my teammates' passion for Mars exploration and the Mars simulation programs in the form of the poem, as Mr. Irtenbolt just notified. The poem was made by the Mongolian poet and writer Natsik Dorje. And before I started reading you the poem, I wanted everyone to be reminded that the poem doesn't also exist as scientific questions about the red planet made almost 80 years ago. The Star by Natsikdarch. A colorful star has been seen sparkling from far away, a red spark walking in the midst of unlimited space. The Mars throned in the center of the solar universe. Our humankind has wanted to meet you from a long time ago. What kind of human treasure exists in the golden body of yours? What are your mountains, flowers, and trees of yours created from? Are the things mixed in your world as they are in our universe or not? Has social order been established in your universe or not? In what color do you see our universe from your end, the star? Do you know about our universe or not? How strong are the flames of love and affection? Why do you never send letters to our universe? Esteemed wise Mars, you see all things at once. What does interest you in the thousands of matters of this world? Numerous top special scientists have studied you from a long time ago. May we establish social order here first, and then may we establish kinship with you. Thank you. Now I would like to bring back our founder.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and just we are giving, trying to give you very brief information about our project, the Mars V. By 2050, in 30 years, there's lots of obstacles and challenges for mankind. We're going to face together lots of difficulties together, scarcity and lots of cases. That time, how can we arrange and how can we handle these problems together? This project is also answering how can we make unification and unified value shared future generation in the future. And ladies and gentlemen, our team and colleagues briefly introduced our project, and now we are ready to answer some questions, maybe financial questions or business model or like visionary questions. Thank you, Molly.
Oh, that was, wow. I had no idea that this is what you were talking on.
End of the speech, my team will, cheer up like together, like for Yannicka and for you, Molly, and for people who is connecting from all around the world and from Mongolia, capital city of Ulaanbaatar. Huge applause.
Oh. Thank you. Yannicka's here too.
Pandemic during the COVID, coronavirus, then everybody is worrying about the next generation and future. But we, the humankind, will stand together to the bright future and bright, aspiration. We can together. We can stand it together. We can make it together. We can handle it together. One day, Martin Luther King just, said like we have a dream. Today also we have dream everywhere. It doesn't matter race or religious or educational everywhere. The Mongolian people and young generation is strongly stand for this Mars V project. And thank you very much, people.
Thank you. Standing over, that was incredible. We had our highest viewership of the summit during your talk, and the watch parties too. I had my largest watch party. Blown away. The Yannicka, when you first told me about Mars V, I had no idea. This is so impressive. I want to go ahead and take some questions. And I saw some questions come in, but they're not in English. So I'm going to just start with, I'll ask, because this is a conference about collaboration. What can we do to help? Yannicka and I and the community, what can we do to help? We have hundreds of people tuning in right now. What can all of us do to help? Because this is such a global important project.
Yeah, this is also, this is not only about like a high-tech or space project. This is also the answering like during the scarcity, during the, lack of opportunities, how the humankind will together stand for the solving problems. And also the big question mark is how humankind, like good for force for good together for the positive. And this is also during the technological era. obtaining opportunities from Mars and other planets is also one topic. And simultaneously, how can we figure out together like the Earth? We have only one Earth in the world. How can we save in good way? How can we make together positive impact to for good? That is the also great answer for this generation. And of course, there's lots of questions, lots of wondering cognitive question marks. But now, what is our ambition and what is our dream? We really want to make connection and cooperation with investors. I mentioned before, there are 24 deserts. Among the 7 cold deserts, Mongolian Gobi is just extreme cold and extreme hot. NASA and some organizations under the NASA, MIPOG and IMEWG, they're avoiding any kind of duplications in technology. Just 3 months ago, American president announced during the Union of State, America will be the first country who landed on the Mars. And also India, they are creating Chandrayaan project, and also China, Russia, and some European countries, and Japan, Arabian Emirates, they're doing also same method projects simultaneously in same way. And but Mongolia, what we have for mankind, we have great landscape which is resembling area likely with Mars landscape. That is the brilliant idea. And today we want to announce that to mankind who likes technology, who love their future, we can create together it. We have landscape, we have pure, beautiful, spectacular, landscape, which is bringing some technology together. Let's make rehearsal, let's make training together. That is the point. Of course, we are estimating this project is very high cost, but for mankind, this is not a big deal. The 3 things we have. The first thing is we need unified cooperation and collaboration. Second thing is we have to start real action, the real action. The COVID is, this is declaring to mankind, how shall we, be together? This problem is everywhere in the world, the age of the world. It doesn't matter which country, like a high development country or rural area, it doesn't matter. Just we believe that humankind make together real action for next generation's positive opportunity. The third one is very important. We have to believe everything is measuring by money or statistics or numbers, but we cannot measure one thing. This is our dream, our hope, our belief, our aspiration, and our inspiration. Let's make it together, world. Please listen to us, Mars V. We can do it together. That is our words from bottom of my heart, from my colleagues and team. This is not only us, this is also Mongolian young generation and the person who is enthusiastic for the future. Thank you very much.
So maybe I can add a little bit on that. So as we mentioned during the presentation, the success of this project to be implemented lies in the collaboration. And with that, we basically invite at the first step the technology companies, the startups who are developing and testing their end products, maybe at the prototype stage of its development, to join us and to bring their products to the base. So we envision, as Mukhnas also mentioned in his presentation, we envision several areas that we would like to target at first. Those will include the companies who are in the dome construction, who are in developing the space food technology, who are in developing the astronaut suits, and also on the companies who are in the material and life science. Because we are envisioning to put up the program for the adventure space enthusiasts that will go and undertake the challenges of increasing their survival and adaptive skills. We are also thinking of bringing the collaboration, bringing the know-how of the Mongolian nomad culture into the program. So in addition to that, the base, we're thinking of putting together the infrastructure, which is going to be ecologically and socially and environmentally responsible. So testing of the energy, water related infrastructure is also a point of collaboration with us. So, you know, Molly and Danica, we actually already appreciate your efforts of having us on this panel so that we can spread the word and introduce the project to the guests. And with that, we also hope there will be those technology developers and investors who would like to join the efforts with us. And lastly, of course, the space enthusiasts who are going to be our end customers are those we are targeting and inviting to visit Mongolia and to experience the Mars before the idea gets real and the space tourists can go to the real Mars. So that's how we see the collaboration at the first phase of the project development.
Oh, thank you. And I'm glad you went into that level of detail because I, for example, have business relationships with people that build domes. And I of course, I would be honored to introduce you. I want to, we like to tell the backstory of this conference. And I'm wondering, Yannicka, if you would talk about how you met the Mars V people, because it's just wonderful that we can welcome them here. And this was someone that you met during your travels. And I think it'd be really interesting if you'd say a few words about that. The viewers may be curious how we came to know of this remarkable project and showcase it.
You know, last year, 2019 was Apollo's 50th years anniversary, and we participated the big, you know, gala in Orlando. It was July 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. Then end of the gala, right before the Morun, there's a, you know, like a music band, and Duran, yeah, Duran. And then right after the event, then we went to, you know, parking lot, and then we saw firstly Yannicka, and you know, she was beautiful and lots of luggage. And then we asked, you know, walked to her and then just asked her, do you need our hands? And then she said, yes, of course. And then, you know, like within 5 minutes going through, you know, her car, which is a rented car. And then beautiful red rented car, you know. And then, yeah, then just gave her, you know, handed to her our magazine, which is a syllabus, or, you know, like a flyer of the project. And then that is the kind of, you know, butterfly effect. Seems like if it's happened different way of, you know, destiny, totally it should be different. And then during that time when we met many important people, you know, Rick Armstrong and Neil deGrasse and lots of famous people, and we introduced our project. And then since that time, and Yannicka, and then, you know, which is extremely supporting our project. And then I'm really thank you for this great job. And also this during the COVID, this initiative is also giving positive impact to society and mankind by virtually. Even it's virtually, it's a very good spread out method to the at this time. Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And Yannicka, can you tell us a little bit about what that moment was like?
Yeah, it was great. You know, I have a few questions coming in here as well, which I think the viewers would want me to ask here. So I have one question from Switzerland. It's from a satellite and rover manufacturer. They are wondering how they can cooperate internationally and set up business with Mars V.
So definitely rovers are one of the key elements for our survival and adaptive participants to be using at the site. So we'll be very happy to connect with the company and to explore how we can cooperate.
Did you have any other questions?
we believe that, you know, the landscape itself actually provides a very good opportunity to test against the winds, the sand, and the user applicability of the machines as well. So Yannicka would be happy to get connected with the company if that is possible.
Super.
Fantastic. Thank you. There's more questions coming in. Can you just talk, Molly, while I collect them here?
Yes, I just want to say we've had quite a surge in viewership for your a panel, and I thank you for all of you. The same goes back to you from Yannicka and I and all the people producing this. We were honored to have your participation. We're excited that you've entered the Pitch Fest as well. And I think you mentioned collaboration, and that is a central theme. I think, Yannicka, are you ready with a question? It looks like she is. I will turn it over to Yannicka.
We have a few questions coming in via Facebook. The first question is, how cold does a Gobi Desert get?
Hi, my name is Mark, and I would be happy to answer your questions. And in Celsius, it's going to be like minus 45, and I think it's approximately the same in Fahrenheit. And in the summer, it's about 50 degrees Celsius. Does it make any sense?
That is crazy differences.
Yeah, on the soil it's reaching 56. You know, in the air it's like 45 by Celsius. Yeah, which is among these 7 cold deserts, the Mongolian Gobi's peak is the highest and lowest one, which is more than 90 degrees by Celsius, like a huge, you know, standard deviation.
I have another question from the audience. I don't know if it's directly related to your project, but they're asking about how do humans withstand radiation on spaceflight to Mars?
This is a very much scientific question. Of course, you know, last year the NASA announced that humankind's next giant leap is the Mars mission, you know. And of course, the MEPOC, the Mars Exploration Program Analysis Group, and another important organization is International Mars Exploration Working Group. They have very detailed and precise scientific information on that. And we are just, you know, doing like in Mongolian Gobi Desert, before the mankind, you know, conquer the new planet. How can we train, make some rehearsal works, and you know, make some practice in Mongolian Gobi Desert? Then 54.6 million kilometers, which is very far, and then a few months, many months, or maybe years it takes to reach there. And also the gravity is 37% comparing with the world, which is there's lots of cognitive questions. How can we use embedded water on the Mars? Like, you know, there's lots of questions. If he or she interesting, and we can give to him or her directly the right, you know, answer. Thank you.
All right, and here I have a two-part question from a viewer who asks if in Mongolia, if it's training grounds for long duration space flight, how long is that training? And if you're not an astronaut, can you still come and train as an astronaut?
Yeah, there are 2 different kind of programs. One for professional people, another one is for amateurs. It doesn't matter age or religion or, you know, physical ability, and then everybody can, you know, stay at least 5 days, and also physically and psychologically and the cognitive knowledge and also cooperation skills. We're gonna evaluate like 4 different, you know, types of models. Now, you know, like Elisa Garson, and then some people is announcing that the first person who's in Mars and another planet. And before that, you know, missions, maybe in 15 years, everybody can know about the person's name who's gonna first landed on the Mars. Now it's uncertain, and before the, you know, going to another planet is not only for professional people, not only for a scientific goal. Also in the earth, we can make it kind of rehearsal area, which is everybody can come to Mongolian Gobi Desert and take some, experience, experimental and experimental works.
And
Yep.
maybe I can also add
Yes,
to
go ahead.
clarify on that. So as we mentioned, two categories of the training that is going to provide it. And for the professional training, again, we will seek the cooperation from the partners who are in this area as well. But that part will kick in at the later stage. So for the amateurs or the space enthusiasts, we rather call them, the programs are 5 to 14 days.
And, we are just announcing the concepts of the project. Again, I would like to mention three projects. The first one is comprehensive training base for adaptation and survival skills. And the second one is international space exploration free zone. And then third one is a supplying city, which called like Mars City. Now, we just announcing the project concepts. We didn't start it yet. But we have a very deep connection with the NASA and JAXA and the Indian Space Research Organization and JAXA and other organizations. Now, just 2 weeks ago, in 12th of, almost 3 weeks ago, 12th of April, the URIS night, we introduced our documentary to Mongolian audience. It reached like a 3.6 million people. The Mongolian people is very much positive reaction about the documentary, which is very happy. And for this project, there are strategic three goals. The first one is it should be scientifically approved and valued, and the second one is it should be like good based on good business model. The third one is the geopolitically it should be based on the sustainable growth and in the long-term, persistent models, which is Mongolia is between two giant countries, China and Russia, and for us, it's very important. And then that's why we introduced this project firstly to North neighbor Russia, South neighbor China, and then also American, some officials and Jim Bridenstine, and then also Israel and the Japanese organizations, it is the new era for mankind, like a new collaboration for science, technology, and innovation.
Thank you so much. You actually answered the last question here, which touched upon international cooperation. And the question was, how can these large nations who don't probably have the best relationship, how can they work together in space?
Yeah, the space science and the space technology competitiveness is not only for giant countries, not only country who has higher access than others, and this is also mankind's joint leap. That is the point. And even Mongolia, we have actually astronauts. It's ranked 101st, and but the Mongolia is a kind of comparing with other countries, then our economic ability and prosperity is not so high. But we have the perfect resembling condition in Mongolian Gobi Desert. That's our gifted opportunity to make some kind of good relations of international initiative. And some countries who is not, famous in space industries, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is like a constitution, right? Everybody is eligible to participate this new running competition or tournament. But this is not defeating other people. This is just the question is that we need to make the new standard collaboration. By Netflix and the movies, new trend, last 1 decade trend is always about like zombie or Z war or like something like a disaster or like a pandemic after world. How can we handle those problems together? Now, the COVID-19 is also the big signal and message to mankind. how can we collaborate, how can we answer this kind of pandemic question. That means like survival skills and adaptive skills. Those skills are extremely important for mankind in new generation. That is the Mars V's value is happening, existing now. Because, you know, like if we change the method of COVID-19, maybe like it's maybe in 2 or in 5 years, it's gonna be spread out in different way. Before that, the problems and obstacles, how can we, you know, secure it before it's happening? That is the point. That means like adaptive and survival skills. That skills is very important for mankind. Then of course, you know, the May Day, like these events, the message is force for good. What does mean force? What does mean good? We need to be, you know, like we have to be, you know, take the same understanding about like force for good. This is not only about technology. This is about the mankind, the human being. Like this is also about the humanity of world.
I wanted to jump in. The points that you're making right now are at the core of what the summit is about. It's about collaboration. It's about being a force for good. And I really am moved by how you were discussing that we're all in this together, and together we can accomplish anything that we put our minds to. I guess this is a philosophical question for me. Do you think we can get on the same page and all together work together? I mean, I believe it, but what do you see from your scientific vantage point? Are we going to be able to join forces as a species to save our beautiful planet and to make plans, you know, for Mars V? What do you think? Or how can we do it? Maybe it's more.
I have one quote: "Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars." That means like a human being, you know, the mankind, we have lots of opportunities, but we have scarcities, and also we have to be some kind of choose to be like a minimalist in the future, you know, but everything is limited, abilities limited. But how can we handle and how can we arrange these skills or wealth or capitals together? Now, like for example, like the iPhone, you know, this is designed in California, resembled in other countries. It's exactly the same method to create the corporate governance, which is like we need to be like put on our opportunities together and then make it and mix it together, and then we can shape it together also.
Oh, so moving. Yes, I love that quote, and it's very appropriate for this time. I guess I will ask each of you to comment on this question. What advice do you have? I mean, you have all come together as innovators and explorers and entrepreneurs to create this. What advice do you have for other entrepreneurs that are dreaming of equally ambitious goals? And I'd like to hear from each of you.
Yep, you know, today is 2020, May 5th, and in 10 years, in 2 decades, maybe in 2050, there is lots of problems happening. But we have to consider about one logic very seriously and carefully. The numbers, the world population gonna reach 9.8, almost 10 billions in 30 years. You know, the obstacles will be more seriously, more deeply. And before that, the space and technology, high technology is not belongs one country or one company or one, you know, government. This is belongs all people. This is all belongs all people. Like why like Elon Musk or Nikola Tesla, some people's idea sounds like crazy, but how they're impacting next generation positively. We have to think about that. The Mongolian people, you know, like I would like to tell one crazy example, but last year we introduced our project to JAXA, Japanese space agency, and then some Japanese, you know, scientific people asked, like, the Mongolia is like a very small country. How can they handle this project? Then our senior advisor Hiroyaki Akiyama, who is also very famous in Martian studies, and he explained that, replied that, in Mongolia, one time their ancestors conquered all of the world, which is they know the method. But I'm not saying about like a sword or like a weapon, like a man, like spiritually, we are value shared generation people. That is, we are facing like together same problems and same obstacles. Then I'm saying to like entrepreneur and then great innovators, please come to Mongolia. Please make some great collaborative opportunities together. This is not only about money. This is not only about the strategy of business. This is about the future generation. This is about our kids. This is for well-being of the world and the earth.
So moving. We have time for one more question, and I think I will. There are some questions that are in different languages, but I think we heard that you've covered them. We've had some people that want to verbally ask questions, but our system is that we read them off. So I think I will just end with it saying the final thoughts. Maybe just share your final thoughts about all of this. And our next speaker I'm going to call while you're doing that. But final thoughts, just kind of summarizing all of this. It's been magnificent. I've been so completely moved, as I know Yannicka is as well. And we've had so many viewers from around the world. But what are your final thoughts?
Who's going to tell the final thoughts? Ladies first.
Please join us. That's going to be our main message, and we will be very happy to have all of you. And this project is the place where the science meets the real life, and we're all going to learn how to love our earth again.
A huge wave of applause. Thank you, Yannicka.
Thank you.
Our motto is Mars for everyone.
Awesome.
This is the rocket sign.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that
Awesome job.
Yeah, that was absolutely magnificent. Just incredible. Thank you so much. I will see you back tomorrow, tomorrow. Wow, Yannicka, my goodness, what a grand finale we're going into on our first day. I'm just blown away. Thank you so much. And yes, we will collaborate, won't we, Yannicka? We will make sure that we introduce you. You can't stop us now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Happy lunchtime there. And we're going to